Monroe family, welcome to a very exciting and special update live from the Professional Division Summit. My name is Kristen Collins, and I am blessed to be the Director of Transformational Impact for Monroe Institute. And I promise you, there has never been a more exciting time in my life as a community. We are becoming more aware of higher consciousness, so I am blessed and honored. And I have the distinct privilege to come to you globally live with our CEO, Allyn Evans. And our Executive Vice President, Paul Citarella. Never mind these 50 beautiful souls who have come together for the 30th anniversary of the Professional Division Summit. We have had a week of inspiration, of introspection, of interconnectivity, of love, and today we're coming to you on the day that would have been Bob Monroe's 110th birthday. Thank you very much. So we are having some cake here today. We are celebrating, we are connecting. But why we've invited you to plug in is because we've learned this week on the pause and the future vision that Allyn and the board and the leadership has put together to take us into 2026. And we here at the Professional Division on the Mountain are very excited about it, and we wanted to spend a few minutes sharing it with you. Sound good? Yeah. So Allyn, if I could start with you, and if you could share with our global family or global community, back in 2022, what occurred for you as our executive and the board to create the mission that you all put in place, and what is that mission?
So the mission is that we reach 1% of the world's population with a direct experience by 2032. And in 2022, we already had the idea to reach 1%, but we weren't measuring it, and we didn't define it. So in 2022, when the board came together, we said, we got to define this so we can count it. So that's what we're doing, and we're reaching what now it's
1.2 million so far out of that 80 million that we're trying to
So that's not a big goal at all, right, guys?
We will make it.
Oh my gosh. So it's because of our global family, it's because of the people in this room that we're making that progress. So thank you for that update. And what we found through your support, whether that's time, talent, or treasure, and how you're helping to get this message out in whatever way works for you, that for every dollar that we receive as a donation, it actually equates to one life. How cool is that? So we have received from you all $1.2 million to date to be able to make that impact. So we're inviting you at the end of the year, if you have it in your heart, if it speaks to you, to make a donation, to touch one life. Imagine if everybody donated $1 and we were able to touch that one life. But if it speaks to you, we'd love to have you. And by the way, if you are so inspired to touch 1,000 lives, I don't know.
She's good.
And you could do that over the whole year. You can do that as a reoccurring donation. We are re-engaging what is called the Backstage group, and that are for people who want to go ahead and touch those 1,000 lives in 2026. And with becoming a part of that Backstage group, there are cool perks that you do get with that, including early access to some special events. It also includes a quarterly get-together for our global community to convene with someone in leadership at Monroe that is helping cutting-edge and interactive conversation so we can hear from you, as well as you get the complimentary download of our monthly meditation. So join Backstage if that so speaks to you.
I would like to start it out by donating to affect 1,000 lives.
Wait, what?
Thank you.
So for those of you who are joining us live or didn't know, that is Carrie Fisher, one of our amazing, amazing board members, and the MC of our Professional Division Summit. Thank you, Carrie. That was awesome. All right, so you can hang out with Carrie if you join Backstage. So, Paul, I'd love for you to talk about how are we, back in the day, we were drawing about 1,000 people or less a year to these beautiful grounds in the foothills of these gorgeous mountains. You have to pony up a bit to get in a program. You have to take a week off of work, make sure your spouse is okay with it. You buy a plane ticket to Faber, Virginia. Things are a little challenging. To get to this 1% goal, you and the team have been working diligently across fronts, but talk to us about what you're birthing for online next year to touch people.
Yeah, definitely. Well, online, as you mentioned, it can be challenging for some people to make it here to campus. Obviously, there's the cost barrier, there's travel. And we know that if we're going to reach 80 million people with this direct experience of expanded awareness, it has to be beyond just what we can do on campus, right? We can't get 80 million people through campus. That would take thousands of years. So online is a big way for us to do that. And we've done virtual retreats. Those are very successful. But still, there's the barrier of taking a week off of work and devoting that whole time to do that. So the next big push is online, which would be making this available to people at a price point and in a format that can really reach many, many people, hundreds of thousands of people. So as we look towards 2026, we're looking at launching, we've sort of soft launched already, but the full public launch of our Gateway Voyage Online product, which is basically taking the residential version of Gateway Voyage and creating a video-based, self-paced program around that so that you can do it on your own time, whenever you have time. You don't need to devote an entire week at once. And it's really an amazing product. We had Allyn and Luigi as our trainers on that, who are two of the best. And it's really, really fantastic. We've had about 500 people actually go through it so far, and it hasn't even been launched publicly yet. And the feedback we're getting is phenomenal. I mean, really, people are having the same impactful experiences through this as they are in residential.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
So I did Gateway here on the mountain in April as I onboarded, and I'm in the beta. Anyone else in the beta right now? A couple of us in the room.
Lots of hands.
Yay, you explorers, you. And one of the things I love about it, I could do it on my own time, right? So if it's 3 in the morning or 3 at, whenever it is, I do that. And then what I love is I keep redoing the same lesson. Because I'm like, wait. And I'm really cementing and anchoring the information before I move on. And the best part is it's into perpetuity. You get that information now for perpetuity. Are we allowed to say how much the new program's going to cost?
Yeah, we're looking at $595. Yep. Which, again, we're trying for a different price.
So I'm gambling. I am donating our gambling wins that we won when we went to the casino, and it was $600. So here you go for Monroe.
Thank you. Sheila Schwartz, everybody.
Thank you.
So Sheila, that's actually incredibly perfect timing. Would you be open? Would you and Craig be open? So an online Gateway experience for January, when it comes out, is going to be $595. I'll give you $5 back. Would you be okay if we donated this to a potential scholarship recipient?
Absolutely.
Woo!
Absolutely. It's an honor.
Thank you, and thank Craig.
Get the $5.
Yeah.
Craig said, get the $5.
Does anybody have change for 100? You can't make this stuff up here on the mountain. So if you are so inspired to support someone on a scholarship journey, we will be launching you can purchase the Gateway for yourself, which is going to be super exciting. But if you want to support someone else, whether you want to donate $1 to the scholarship fund or you want to fund a scholarship, $595, there is a link below, or put it in the chat, or email me at give@themonroeinstitute.org. We're happy to help support someone else around the globe. So we're going to have a whole social media campaign to help get this word out so people can come to us and say, I would love to do it. I definitely can't come to Faber, and I need your help. And then we're going to be gifting out these scholarships in Q1 of next year. So thank you for the support on scholarships.
Yeah, and we'll be working on translating that content as well for next year so that it really can reach a global audience and not just those who speak English.
Uh-oh.
We have someone else.
One more scholarship.
Oh, thank you. Here we go.
Thank you. Wait, can you give this $5 to Craig Schwartz? Anywho, thank you very much. So let's continue on the path. Great question. Thank you. Someone put in the chat. Thank you for that. When does that new gateway come out? So I could not say the date. I was told, do not make promises you can't keep.
Very early next year. Very early next year.
Very early. I was going to say Q1, which gave us 3 months,
Yeah.
but you heard Paul.
Yes.
Paul said it, not Kristen.
Earlier, yes.
Early.
Yeah.
And we are so excited to share it with you and the Globe. So this is fantastic. So speaking of the Globe, Fearless CEO, talk to us if you don't mind, and we've learned a lot this week about international expansion. Can you just give us some highlights of what you and the board are putting together as far as how are we expanding internationally?
So, like Paul said, we need to do other things to reach our 1% goal. We can't just count what's happening here. So we are putting attention and resources toward our international operation. We've hired someone to be director of international operations,
Ooh.
Stefano Roviso.
Excellent.
And he's in Italy, and he's putting together a team. So we are serious about this, and I'm excited. Yep, and outreach, we're going to put a lot of resources and support to those who are in outreach.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. And I'm sorry I might seem a little distracted because I've just had more information come over. What? Nisa? Please join us.
I'll scoot out here and we'll let Lisa come in.
So we all know we're in the consciousness space, right? That it's all aligned, whatever's meant to be will be. And if we are to touch those 1%, those 80 million people, it does take all of us. And it has just come to my attention that Nisa is putting up a match to our Monroe family and to our Monroe community. And would you like to tell our family what you are donating?
$100,000. Divinely guided. I got the message loud and clear last night. I didn't know it was Bob Monroe's birthday today, so it makes total sense.
What do we say to Nisa? Thank you. Thank you. So what's cool about Nisa's gift is it's to be matched. So we can only realize it, and we have, minus Craig's $5, we have some money. So all of this will activate. So anything that you're doing online, you can go to the Monroe website, monroeinstitute.org. There's a little gift button up there in the corner. Help us to actualize Nisa's generosity that she connected with, not even knowing today was Bob's 110th birthday. Thank you, Nisa.
Just to keep the match going, I don't want Carrie to be alone backstage, so I'll do $1,000.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. So now we have 2 2026 Backstage members. And by the way, if throughout the year of 25 you have been donating and your donation does exceed in culmination over $1,000, you too are Backstage 2026. I'll be sending you an email in the next week or two to say, welcome. Here's some cool stuff. And speaking of which, we also have a guest in the house today, our friend Andrew, who came in from Seattle and has recently started our Seattle community group. Welcome. Welcome, Andrew. And not only is Andrew really cool and he runs a community group in Seattle and you need to join him, but he used his corporate match to be able to actualize extra funds. So if you work in a corporation, check out if they have a corporate match. And the really cool thing about Andrew's corporate match is he volunteers as our community group leader, and he can submit the hours, and then his corporation gives Monroe dinero. So welcome to Backstage, Andrew. You're number 3. Okay, the benefits again of Backstage, you will get early access to special experiences and events that are birthing for 2026. That doesn't mean you have to be in Backstage to participate. That's not it at all. It's just you get first to market, you get a window to sign up, and then it goes public. So that's really, really cool. More importantly, quarterly, you get invited to this hour together with someone. Our upcoming one, and you three will be on it, because you'll start immediately, will be December 18th, where we're going to have a live interactive conversation with our CEO, Allyn. And we're going to dive deeper into the things we're talking about today. So that's a benefit of Backstage, that you get to ask questions. You get to raise ideas and suggestions, because we're such a small team and it's hard to get to us. So that's a really cool benefit. And there are many other perks to it, but I think that's the biggest perk. Okay, I have 10 minutes left, and I'm not saying this is my favorite part of what we want to share with you, but it definitely was very vibrant as we arrived. What did we think about Luigi's presentation on research? Monroe's got some stuff going on research. So Paul, can you walk us through it? I think Luigi talked for 2 hours. Did he?
Yeah, that's going to be hard.
Yeah, I know. So in 5 minutes, can you tell us what Luigi said? I don't know why that's hard.
Yeah, he said a lot of things. There's no way I can cover that in 5 minutes.
Not those things.
Yeah, right, yeah. So basically, we're really trying to reinvigorate research at Monroe. Obviously, we're a research and education organization. The Monroe Institute was founded to do research originally, so it's a very important part of who we are. And we're looking at how do we, again, as we're trying to scale up our impact on the world, we're also trying to figure out how do we scale our research impact and how do we continue to move that forward, as quickly as we can. So we're reorganizing the way that we do research. We've actually formed a new division that has a really cool acronym, because Bob loved his acronyms. So we call it MIDAS, Monroe Institute Division of Applied Sciences. And so it basically brings together what used to be two different functions. We had research, and then we had innovation, which was more about our technology and how we continue to advance that to help people access these states of awareness. And now we're bringing those two together. So it's all about making sure that the research and our technology are aligned and feeding into each other to help move the technology forward and also validate the experiences that people are having here at Monroe. So we're very excited about that. And I think the research is so important, because if we're going to get to this goal of 1% of the world's population, we need to have validation. For a lot of people, that validation is so important so that they understand what they're experiencing is not just a figment of their imagination. There's something real going on here. We're having these experiences and it changes our lives. And to be able to lend credibility to that and validity to that is really, really important. And that's kind of the core of why we do research.
I think Paul did a great job summarizing the vision of research.
Thank you.
And not to put you on the spot, and so how many folks in here were part of the beta with 333? Like almost all of you. So can you talk just a little bit, because I did see some of those outcomes, and maybe some of you and our global community were part of that beta, but can you share? That's a really good, I think, didactic, tactical example.
Perfect, yeah. So we're in the middle of this study. It's almost completing now, but we're looking, we call it the 333 study, because we recruited 333 people which many of these people, to help us understand what our brainwaves look like when we're in specific states of awareness that we call focus levels. And this is core to what we teach in the Gateway program. So we're doing this with an EEG headband. We partnered with another company, Euphoria, who has a really accurate EEG sensing headband that's really easy to put on. And so basically people are doing this on their own time, in their own home, and we're able to gather all of that data from these hundreds of people to really analyze what's going on when you're in these different states. And we're seeing some pretty incredible results. We'll publish obviously more of those results, but we're seeing that there is a very definite neural signature for each of these focus levels. It's very distinct to each of these different states of awareness. So it's really, again, it's about validating what it is that we're doing here and what it is that people are experiencing. And I think, the last time that this kind of research was done specifically on brainwaves and focus levels, it's been a long time. It might have been when Bob was still here, I don't know. But it certainly hasn't been done at this scale. And by partnering with an organization, it allows us to do this with a much larger group of people than we could have here on campus. So this is another key part of our research focus going forward, is moving towards this more collaborative model so that we're not limited by our own internal resources. We can actually now partner with other organizations and really move this forward quickly. And what's also great about that is it's one thing for us to do our own research and say, hey, here's what we found.
Check us out.
But it's much more impactful if it's some other organization, like a university or something like that. It just lends more credibility into those results because it's not self-published. It's somebody else investigating what's happening here and then publishing that information.
Wonderful.
So.
Well, now I know Paul did a good job. Wonderful. Well, we are wrapping up our live time with you and want to thank you for taking the time to lean in, be curious about where Monroe is going and why, and help us through your time, talent, and treasure to hit that 1% goal. And providing that experience for someone to embody being higher consciousness, to understand that they're more than their physical body. I know what that's like. It gives that separation. We can make different decisions. We maybe aren't always in fight or flight. We can come together as a global community and stop some of this chaos. So thank you for taking the time and look forward to this unfolding in 2026 for all these fun things. Want to finalize our thoughts today for thanking everyone who came in for the Professional Division Summit. We've had amazing speakers. This morning we were lit up like a Christmas tree by a physician who's a firefighter. It has been incredible just learning from one another, the one-off conversations that have happened, and we can't do that physically all the time, and so that's why we welcome our global community to come live from here on what would have been Bob's 110th, and stay tuned because I think 365 days from right now, we're going to be looking back at this year and be very, very excited and grateful. Yes. So thank you.